So this next tutorial is going to show you how to use your image that you edited to make a really nice poster. Imagine you're making like a nice travel brochure cover or something like that, just on like sort of layout like this. So the first thing you need to do is you need to save the image out of Photoshop as a JPEG. So to do that, you go File and then go Save As, and then find the folder that you want to save it in. Go click on the arrow there and go JPEG, and then type in a sensible name. Like I've put, I don't know, me Photoshop test. I'm going to put Ladakh 2012. That's going to be my title there. And then just go save. When it comes out the window, just go OK, and you're done. Then you need to open Adobe InDesign. When you open InDesign, it'll come up with a dialog box. Just click on Document when you open it, and just click on A4 in paper size, and then just here where it says margins, just type in 10 and then hit return, and that will make 10 all the way around, and then you'll get a blank document open like that. So the first thing to do is to go to your folder, get your image that you edited and just drag it straight into InDesign and click. Then you can just drag it up and center it into the frame. You find they'll be exactly the same size as the document size. So we've got a nice high resolution image. Now just go View and click on Overprint Preview, and then that's just a funny little setting that we need to do. Now click on it, click over here and go Layers, and at that little tab at the bottom, click New Layer and then lock the old one. Now that means that we can't click or move that image anymore. That's locked in place as the background. Right, so now we're going to get our title in. On Layer 2, click on this little button which might have a circle in or might have a square in. If it has a circle, click and hold, and then just drag onto Rectangle tool. Now I just want you to drag a rectangle right the way across, not too thick, just like that. Now we need to colour it. So click on that button which has the little squares in it, and I'm going to give mine, I don't know, like a sort of pink colour. Now you might think that looks horrible to start with, but bear with me and you'll see. Now you see that little black border there, just click on that and then just click None, and that gets rid of any border that we're going to have around there. Okay, now you remember the multiply that we did on the last image. Just go down to that FX button there, click on Normal and go Multiply again. And you see we get that lovely half transparent effect there. Okay, then drag that to where you want it to be on the image. I mean, it could be high up, it could be low down, somewhere like that. Alright, now get T, click on T and drag a square right the way across between the borders and type your title in. It comes up really small to start with, so I'm going to type Ladakh there. Now if you just drag that little box back, hold Control and Shift and then drag across, and that'll enlarge your text just like that. If you click on this little button up here, that shrinks the box, the text. Then we'll do that again, Control and Shift and drag all the way across so it fills the border just like that. Okay, now then, I think a nicer font to use is this one here, which is called Gill Sans, just like that. I'm just going to increase that size a bit more, and let's just shrink it a bit, Control and Shift to shrink again. Okay, now let's increase the spacing between the letters, just type in like 700. If that happens, that means that the box isn't big enough for the text. So we now need to just increase that. Press the shrink to button again, and then we'll just shrink that down again, just like that. Okay, now you might want to make the text a colour because we can't really see it very well there. So let's try and make this a colour. So click on T up there. Let's see what yellow looks like. It's okay at the moment, it's a bit too bright. Now if you click on there, the colour palette, we can now change the colour a bit more. And then when you get the colour palette, just click on that and go CMYK. Now we can darken this down a little bit, like that possibly, and then we can just just making it slightly less yellow because all the colours are a little bit knocked back in this image, so we don't want the colours to be too bright. We want it to just be slightly knocked back. Let's just drag that down a bit more. There we go, that's getting a bit better. Okay. Yeah, that's looking okay. And we'll just type the date underneath. So a really easy way to do this is click on the text, hold down Alt, and then just drag, and it copies that text. Double click, and then go select it all, and then I'm just going to type in 2012, and then press escape, and then press that little button there, and then let's shrink that right down so it's really small. It's always good to make sure that text lines up on the left side there, so I'm just going to use the cursors just to move that a bit more. There we go. Okay, so that's 2012. I'm going to make that little text there white, just to make it stand out a bit more. That's better. Okay. Now you might decide that you'd think, well, that looks good, but I want to move that around a bit. So, I don't know, you could try, just click on the box, and if we hover over the edge, you could rotate that a little bit. And then just drag it so it fills the whole space. And then we'll do the same with these two as well. We'll just rotate them round. Then it looks more like a sort of sticker that's been placed across. Now if you just press W, you get a preview of what it'll look like. And that looks pretty good like that, I think. Okay, so I'm going to hit W again, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go File, Save. And I'm going to go Ladakh 2012 Mark II, save. And if you want to get a nice JPEG now, go File, Export, and File, Export JPEG. And there we go. You make sure that's on quality high, 300, type in there, and then we'll go Export. And that should now have saved in a moment. There we are. And you double click on that and you can now preview your image, and there you are, and that's great. So if you get to that point, well done, and then we can print it out.